I was about to clap then.
It's Dan from Mason Productions.
And Tyler from Mason Productions.
And today's a special episode.
Oh yeah, something that me and Dan have a keen interest in ourselves, and we wanted to do something a little bit
different.
Yeah, but more
different,
more topic based focused.
And today's episode is conspiracies.
Conspiracy theories, yeah.
So we're not just doing one and going in loads about it. We've got a couple, and we're going to sort of go into each one.
We don't know everything about conspiracy theories.
We're just literally going to be talking about ones that make us laugh, or that we're genuinely interested in.
Oh yeah, there's something very interesting about conspiracy theories in general, because it's like, you know, it's interesting for more than one way. Like you said, there's the humour ones where they're just downright so ridiculous that they're funny.
Or they could be real.
Or there's ones where you're generally like, wow, that actually piques my interest. I don't know.
It was like MK Ultra.
Yeah.
That started off as a conspiracy, and actually later on down the line they found out that it was actually true. So not all conspiracies are tinfoil hats.
No, absolutely not.
Because MK Ultra, I believe, was the acid testing.
Yeah, they were. I think they tested them by. They kept them on a hallucinogenic for kept tested I don't know how long.
It was for brain control, wasn't it? So
yeah, but they did it over 6 months or something.
So we have a few that we are going to go through. We're going to cover birds aren't real.
Are we actually listing them off already?
I'll list them off.
Okay. Yeah.
And then we'll do. So we're going to do birds aren't real. Chemtrails, what I think is very relatable at the minute.
Yeah.
JFK's assassination. Moon landing being a hoax. And subliminal advertising, even though that one we kind of know is true.
Yeah, it's a good balance of interesting / funny as well.
Yeah. So the first one, birds aren't real.
So yeah, there's a conspiracy going around. I think it was, I don't know who it was. It started in 2017. I think it was 2017 or maybe earlier. But in a theory that someone came up with, that birds aren't actually birds. They don't exist. There are drones that were created by the US to, what was it? To spy?
Surveillance.
Yeah, so there's surveillance.
It's very similar to people saying baby pigeon. Nobody's ever seen a baby pigeon.
Yeah.
And to a certain degree, I'd probably say that this isn't. I think there's an element of probably truth in it. Like, there probably is some surveillance that are done through things that are meant to look like birds.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if
But
covert,
every single bird being surveillance
that's
is not true.
No, it's ridiculous.
Or pigeons aren't real is like another off strand.
I think that was the main reason that was taken, because everyone said that, you know, you never see a baby pigeon, but that's true. But yeah, it's nothing to do with any robotics or manufacture of drones. They're just created. It's more to do with the.
Please come in. Come on. Thank you.
Drink supply. It was more to do with the.
It's the nature of it, isn't it? Like,
yeah.
So pigeons.
They grow up in the nest.
They grow one very quickly, and they do all of their growing in the nest. So that's why you never. To be fair, you never see any bird, because they live in a nest.
That's what I mean. They stay in the nest. And like, if I even look up baby pigeon, it'll show me images of it.
Baby pigeons.
Yeah, look.
I just think it's just that they're just not very common.
Yeah.
And I think this one's been doing the round because of social media, and it asks the question, because all you've got to say to people, have you seen a baby pigeon? And most people go, no. Oh my God, no, I haven't. And it starts a whole new conversation.
Yeah. And you get people that believe literally anything. There's been open-minded, there's been naive.
Yeah, so birds aren't real. Robots or drones is probably, for every bird, no. But am I saying that they will use something disguised as a bird that is a drone?
Possibly, yeah.
Is a possibility.
Yeah.
Is a possibility. So I don't think that's mental. But yeah, the birds aren't real. I think is kind of that borders on the funny side of the conspiracies.
Yeah.
I don't think it's one that's got any real evidence.
No.
You know, I know that our drones are probably the same size as birds, but they're loud.
Oh yeah, for the drones the size they are absolutely. You could hear it coming.
So like, thinking about just for them to get a motor that was silent, it's not happening, is it?
No, absolutely not. Well, we don't know. You know, there's the amount of things that government are probably testing that we have no knowledge of.
True. Very true. I'm just trying to think logistically how you could get it to work, and
well, it's the same as I forgot his name now. The guy who spoke about it, but it's the same as the guy, you know what I'm talking about, who worked at Area 51.
Oh, Bob Lazar.
That's the one. Thank you. That was really bugging me. But it was.
We'll probably cover that one as a whole episode, maybe in the future.
I would love talking about it.
Because he is a fascinating guy.
Absolutely. Yeah. It's one of them where he has so much substantial evidence and so little reason not to.
Well, he's like that element. He named this element, and then 20 years later, or time frame later.
Let's diverge because I want.
Let's
diverge so we can save that one.
We're going to save it.
So
birds are real. Shall we rate it?
Out of 10.
Out of 10. Shall we start rating them?
Yeah, but what are we rating on? If it's
shall
possible,
shall we do is it good? And how believable is it?
Okay. Yep.
Okay, so let me just make a note. So birds aren't real. How good is it as a conspiracy? I think it's quite low.
In terms of interest, it's just a bit meh.
Yeah, shall we stick it out of 5?
Yeah.
And then for believability,
probably a 2 because they're saying all birds are surveillance drones.
Yeah, like that. Some of them probably are, but not all of them.
Yeah, we're leaving it at 2 because the aspect of using birds as cover up of actual surveillance drones, that makes sense.
So, 5 and a 2.
Yeah, not that great. But if you add comedy as an extra thing, that would be funny.
Comedy would be quite high, like the birds aren't real. It is quite funny. The next conspiracy.
Your favourite? JFK.
JFK. The JFK assassination. Now, just to give people a brief overview, just in case you guys don't know, JFK was a president of America in what year? 1960s?
1960s, yeah.
And he was he was in the back of the car and got shot 3 times.
Well, I don't know how many times he got shot. He got shot in the head.
He got shot in the chest and then he got shot in the head, and I think there may have been a third bullet. And there's been a few good documentaries on it.
Mm.
But basically, there was this guy that got arrested for it, and then he also got assassinated on the way to getting trialed. So the guy that shot JFK, before they could trial him, he also got shot.
Mm.
And there's a huge thing of who actually committed the assassination.
Right.
Because there's lots of things. There's the magic bullet theory.
I've heard about that. I've also heard about one where, because they said there was a suspicious guy standing on the sidelines with an umbrella.
Yeah.
And some people are saying he had a gun inside his umbrella that he kind of pointed forward and shot at.
There was a documentary, I think it may have been on Channel 4 many years ago, and they spoke about it, and they actually put it down to the car behind.
What do you mean? What, shot him?
By accident.
How?
So the guards have guns, and the car jolted, and during that jolt, you hear the fire of the gun. Interesting fact as well, since the day that happened, federal police people don't carry the same weapons. They banned that weapon from ever being used for military action again.
Yeah, but if he got shot 3 times, that doesn't explain.
Yeah, so one was in
one
was in the chest. So they're saying that he probably did get shot once in the chest, but the bullet that got him comes from like this angle in, because his
head snaps back, doesn't it? I thought his head jolts backwards.
And also, interestingly, the route that he was taking got changed. So there was originally a route, and then it got changed.
Mm.
And then also, he had very chronic back pain.
Oh, he's wearing a
brace. So when he got shot, he couldn't. He was still alive after the first shot.
Yeah, but he couldn't get.
Get out of the way because he had a brace on.
Yeah,
and he got shot again. Do I think it was the person that got arrested for it? No, I do not.
No.
I think it was either the car behind, or because they're saying that there's multiple shots.
Wait.
Tyler, do it. What we're gonna have, I think, is we're gonna put a TV up.
Yeah, so we can show what I'm looking.
So that we can either have a TV here or something, so that we can show what's going on. Maybe like just a little monitor on the wall, or we can have it up there out of the way so that they can't see it. I don't know how you would want to do it.
Yeah, no, I don't really unless I just look up a video of him getting shot.
Yeah, go on. Oh look, you literally said who was the umbrella man?
Yeah, it was because it was the guy who standing at the sidelines, and he was he had glasses on, and he had like a hat, and he had a fucking weird.
So basically,
he had an umbrella when it wasn't raining. That's why. Yeah. That's why he got called out.
And the other thing that we have to mention is that he actually wasn't favoured very well by the people of the government. So it'd be very good for them to get rid of him, because he didn't want to go to war or something with Cuba or something. Or he wanted to go to war with Cuba.
It seems very odd that the people that aren't favoured, like Diana, they seem to
they do in mysterious ways.
I don't know if that's the video of him getting shot. All it says is the thing is finally released.
This is the better camera angle.
What? Didn't even see anything. Or is it?
No, that's just restarted. That's just restarted. There is ones where you can actually see him getting shot.
Not that I want to see it, but I'm very curious about what angle his head goes.
Just put video.
It's just fucking dark, isn't it? I'm looking up a fucking assassination.
Try the top one.
Well, it looks like it's someone talking about it.
Yeah, but they might show you.
Your website looks
I'm going for a bit of a different approach where we've got the laptop on the go.
As you can tell, I don't have YouTube Premium. Oh god, this is an old video. Yeah, I think in future podcasts we might have an overlay so you guys see what we're seeing, so you're not just kind of staring at us looking at somewhere else.
Yeah.
That's what I'm thinking. Oh my god.
For viewers of the CBS soap opera, As the World Turns.
Nope. There is a video of it though.
I'm sure.
That one there, third one down.
Why are they always on these weird websites? So he sat at the back end of the car.
Yeah, he sat in the back right. Because he also because the. Let me just quickly Google the magic bullet theory.
Oh, what the fuck? What is this?
So the single bullet theory, often derided and discredited by referring to it as the magic bullet theory, was introduced by
1963, Dallas, Texas.
Oh, I don't want
12:30 in the afternoon.
Well, Tyler can't find the assassination, but
it's giving me trailers.
Because they're saying that it went in his bullet went in his back, but came out of his throat.
Well, like it curved inside it.
Yeah, like that's why the magic bullet. It's called the magic bullet theory because they say that there was only one bullet fired or something, or 2 bullets fired. But you can see like he gets one in the chest, and I think there's one goes through his shin bone or something.
Hmm.
And it's really horrible about his wife. So his wife handed over the presidency to the next president still in the blood-stained dress.
Jesus.
They literally got her on a plane, flew her straight to like Washington or whatever, and like they were literally like, right, we're instating a new president.
It's strange how they quickly just switch it over like that without any warning. I don't think this is it. It's just showing the aftermath of how, when it happened. I don't know.
But anyway, his head fucking explodes. If you ever want to watch a video on it, what is really good, that BuzzFeed Unsolved, it's Ryan Megara and somebody else, and they do really good stuff. They've also got their own YouTube channel called The Watcher, and they do sort of ghost stuff.
Was this it?
Yeah, that's it. I understand, I want to proceed. Here we go.
Jesus Christ.
Right, so we're going to be quiet. We'll run you through what sort of is happening.
Can't see fuck. You can see him in the corner there.
Yeah.
You can see that.
Yeah, I can see it. So it's just after this sign. So he's shot there. He's been shot in the chest there. And then boom.
Oh, fucking hell. No one did anything though. So yeah, it came at him.
Yeah, like from the front.
It was from the front.
Or I don't know if that would be the exit wound, because the exit's always bigger than the entrance.
No, but he. I don't know. Like the momentum it took him head backwards. I didn't really want to see that, but I was too curious, and I need to have proof of concept. It always hits different knowing that actually was real.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Yeah.
So yeah, it's just a bit of a. He wasn't very well liked. He wanted to change a few things, and he and also his brother got assassinated as well.
Really?
Yeah, while he was running to be president.
Well, someone really didn't like their family.
Yeah. So it's just a bit of a sour one, that one, because I think he was liked by the people, but I don't think he was liked by like the federal people, like the government, like the other, because they've got like the Senate and stuff.
Yeah.
Whenever I say Senate, I always think of Star Wars.
I know, yeah.
I am the Senate.
Yeah.
So JFK, I feel like rating it's a bit of a hard one to rate.
Yeah, because it's not. Because it's interesting, but it's also sad at the same time because we're talking about someone that literally just got killed.
The believability that it wasn't the guy that they arrested is probably true.
Yeah.
So like, I don't think the guy that got arrested for it. I
feel that he probably got framed for it. I reckon.
Yeah. So yeah, the fact that it was probably an inside job, or there was more people behind it, because they're saying as well, like the way that it would have had to have been like an expert marksman and stuff like that. So they were thinking like ex-military and all that crap.
Maybe.
But yeah, it's a bit of a difficult one. So maybe we won't rate that one because it's a bit peak.
It's a bit peak. Well, we'll move on then. Next one we got chemtrails.
Very relevant at the minute. It's in the news a lot.
Yeah.
In the news a lot. So chemtrails, basically, for people that don't know, is about releasing chemicals through planes to either make it like rain or things like that to control the weather. So they release the chemicals into the air, and that's what the trails behind planes are.
Yeah.
But apparently it's not, from what scientists say.
What do they say?
I believe it's the way that they break the air.
Yeah. Well, in my head, I'm probably wrong, but when I try and think about it logically, up in the air, very cold.
Yeah.
And what's coming out of those engines is not going to be freezing cold, is it? Because it needs to have power, and heat will be an excess energy source from powering the motors.
Yeah.
So for me, logically in my head, that's just kind of the condensation of the hot air and the cold air meeting each other.
Yeah.
It's never going to be hot so high in the air. It's always going to be cold.
Basically, it just is a short form of condensation, Charles. Water vapour is a byproduct of jet fuel. So they think it's the way that the ice, because it's so cold, it's the way that the cold air freezes the water vapour, causing a cloud.
So I was right there, basically.
Yeah.
Well, now I feel that makes me feel better.
But people think that they're releasing chemicals into the air to control when it rains and putting things into their air for us to be like controlled and things like that.
That makes more sense. The whole controlling the weather thing logically doesn't add up. Like, you can't add chemicals and just...
Well, they've started...
nature.
They actually did do it in China.
Oh.
It hadn't rained there for so long. So they started... I can't remember what they did, but it was on the news. Yeah, here it is. Down to Earth Speak 2, weather modification they call it. China conducted over 500,000 weather modification operations between 2002 and 2012. But basically, they did it, it was on the news not long ago.
Oh, that's interesting.
Basically, what they do is very much like that. They release chemicals into the air to create clouds so it rains, because I think they were experiencing a drought somewhere. So they released chemicals to try and promote rain downfall. I think it is.
I'll say cloud seeding. Wait. China modified the weather to create clear skies for political celebration study. Chinese weather authorities successfully controlled the weather ahead of a major political celebration earlier this year, according to a Beijing University study. On the 1st of July, Chinese Communist Party marked its...
So they basically didn't want it to rain on that day, so they just made sure that it didn't rain.
Cloud seeding is a weather modification technique which sees the adding of chemicals like small particles of silver iodide to clouds, causing water droplets to cluster around them and increasing the chance of precipitation.
Yeah.
That's weird.
Yeah, so they were doing it.
So they kind of... Because obviously you have different type of clouds.
Yeah.
You have like... Because the standard fluffy one you get is like called cumulus.
Yeah, and don't you get like a nimbus.
Cumulonimbus is the general storm / rain cloud. So what they've done is they've taken a normal cloud that won't produce rain, and they've just kind of
added iron and forced water
to collect
because it gets heavy.
Yeah. That's really interesting.
So basically, what people are saying is like, when we're like going through droughts and stuff, to make it rain, but people also think that chemtrails are there to like releasing like toxins or releasing stuff that will make us like obey people more.
That's interesting. I mean,
isn't it mental though that it's kept fairly quiet that you can make it rain?
It is. That is. I mean, the fact that they just talked about it like everyone knows about it when
it's mental, isn't it?
Yeah.
So yeah, it's one of them things. Quick sidetrack. While I talk about controlling people, we'll probably do another episode on this completely. was COVID an experiment as well to see how well they could just control people? You can't leave your house, you've got to stay in your house, you can only go out once a day. And we all conform to it.
Yeah, no, it is interesting because obviously there was really...
Because it's a big social experiment, isn't it, really, to see how long it will last for, how long will people listen to you for.
Not just that, like, it was very quick, for me personally, that at the very start, it was like, like, China, like, they're eating bats or something, that's what caused it. But as soon as that kind of was thrown out there, silence. You never heard anything about origin of COVID again. No one spoke about how this happened.
Well, I think they actually did confirm that it came from bats.
I mean, I probably just didn't hear about it, but like I only heard brief moments of where it probably came from, and then I didn't hear anything else on the news about it.
So basically, nobody's actually come forward to say what it was. Because they don't want to upset China.
What?
Yeah. So the search for COVID-19's origins continued to be hindered by fear of offending China. However, 3 days ago, major COVID reports suggest virus could have leaked from a US lab.
Interesting. The whole upsetting makes no sense. They should hold themselves accountable, though.
But basically, a lot of people do think it came from that Wuhan market.
Yeah.
Going back onto chemtrails, my thoughts on it are very... Do I think that they're putting stuff into the air to control people? No. Because even then, like, the government, the people who are, like, running the country, or in air quotations, running the government, because you don't know if the government actually run... There might be people higher than the government.
Well, yeah, well, it's a whole different...
But...
It's like jumping into the rabbit hole, isn't
it? But, like, releasing chemicals to controllers, well, then it would just be that everybody would be controlled because they're also breathing in the same air.
Well, yeah, if it's on a widespread thing like that and they're going out into the everyday world,
Also, is there a drug that can control you? I don't think they've ever found one that we know of.
Well,
that's what acid was. That's what they were trying to do with acid.
Well, I don't
with MK Ultra.
I don't think they found one publicly. There's I wouldn't be surprised if they experiment with things that can confirm that, but
yeah. And then, do I think it would be good for weather manipulation? Yeah. If you could get it in places like Africa and you can make it rain in those places...
It all depends on what the side effects are, isn't there? Like, as much as you put it in there and you can force the rain out, you don't know what happens with that amount of iodine
the fact that
in there.
Yeah, the fact that it's got a lot of iron in it might be...
You never know, it might end up, like, poisoning people.
Yeah, no, you are right. It could have side effects.
That's the thing with these type of things. Experimenting is one thing, but you have to be fully aware of the adverse effects, otherwise you could cause a lot of damage. That's why things like COVID-19 got out in the first place. Probably chemical testing on stuff.
Yeah.
Or eating the wrong thing.
So chemtrails. How good of a conspiracy theory is it? It's another one that's a bit meh.
It's a bit meh. It's higher than the birds aren't real. I'd say about maybe a 6.
And then for believability, it's kind of difficult, isn't it? Because I guess it is believable because they have done it, but in the mind controlling, not realistic.
Yeah.
What does it say there?
But some conspiracy, these condensation trails are much more nefarious. The chemicals conspiracy theory holds that condensation trails are full of chemicals that scientists and governments are seeding into the atmosphere. Why? Pick your reason. It might be biological warfare or population control or geoengineering or an attempt to manipulate the weather. So, actually, the conspiracy theory kind of ends there. It's kind of like chemtrails ... And there's like people going, what about this? What about that? So it's kind of more of an open-ended book. Really. Yeah. Or an open book, you know.
Whether the weather control isn't a bad thing, But I guess if it was used badly, like, I don't know, like Russian planes keep on going over the UK, and they're releasing a chemical that means it won't rain. All of our harvest will be crap and all of that stuff. So it could be used as a chemical, like it could be used as some type of warfare.
Yeah, it's an interesting one. The fact that like it could have many answers to it.
Yeah.
Or it could not. It could literally just be condensation.
Condensation. Well, we'll leave the believability at maybe a 6 and a 6.
Yeah, I think that's about right.
I think this is probably the biggest one.
I mean, it's probably the big in terms of, other than the other one that we decided not to include.
We decided not to include?
9/11.
Oh yeah, we didn't do 9/11 because 9/11 the date's only just gone past, and it's a bit of a touchy subject.
But yeah, but other than that, the most well-known conspiracy out there is the moon landing hoax. The theory that we actually never landed on the moon. It was like a film, CGI generated and kind of created by us to mimic what it's like on the moon. There's been loads of different information, people coming out going, this wouldn't happen, this, and...
I think the biggest argument is they filmed it live.
Yeah.
What is a massive risk. Also, the film's getting through the radiation belt.
Yeah. I don't know how they... I know, obviously, you've got satellites and you can connect it,
but they had actual film.
Yeah.
So basically, if people don't know, if you ever go through any X-rays or anything like that and you have film, it will ruin the film. Like, it completely just turns all of the film to, like, just nothing. And basically, there's a big radiation belt when you're leaving the atmosphere and when you're coming back in. So people have wondered how they managed to get the all of the film through the radiation without it getting damaged. And there's lots of things like even the flag waves.
Yeah.
They say that it had wire in it to make sure that it stayed up, but the fact that it actually waves and things like that, it's a difficult one to believe that we went to the moon. And when you start thinking about did we not go to the moon, you then get into the whole thing of like, you branch off and you think about flat Earth.
Oh yeah,
and all of that,
and
it's like, you know what? Maybe we did go to the moon.
I mean, we've clearly left space. I believe that we've got the amount of pictures and today's technology. We've
got Red Bull guy as well. Because the thing that I don't get right is, for the moon landing to be fake, you would expect it like that's like a whole operation of people to not come out and leak it. Like, everybody working at NASA, all of the government, to all come together and not leak that it's fake is rare.
No, that is true. That is true. I mean, there was even ones like the way they were jumping.
Yeah.
It just didn't look like
when they speed it up and stuff.
Yeah.
But I guess it's one of those things where if you don't believe something and you try and disprove it in whatever means you can,
you'll find
you'll find an excuse. It's like when flat earthers say, "Oh, at 300 at 1,000 meters, I shouldn't be able to see the curvature of the Earth, and I shouldn't be able to see this light beam that I'm shooting." And it's just one of them things where it's just difficult, isn't it, one to think about?
Yeah. I mean, I'd definitely like to believe it because it is obviously a massive step for the human race, like discovering or being able to like leave the planet.
Because some people also believe that we went to the moon and like that the films got damaged through the radiation, so then they did it in a studio.
Maybe. I mean, you never. There is one thing. There's a video. There's a video of a little girl, I think, asking
Buzz Aldrin.
Yeah.
I think.
I wonder if I can find it quick.
He also doesn't swear on the Bible that he's been and stuff like that, I don't think. I think it's Buzz Aldrin that she asks. Might have been Neil Armstrong, but I don't know.
I'll try Neil Armstrong first. Oh, how the fuck do I spell his name?
E-I-L.
Oh, well, yeah. I can't spell.
But yeah, it's one of them weird ones where you hope that we did go, because it's like one of the biggest things, isn't it?
Oh, wait. Oh, I hate the...
There we go. So this was from 2000.
What was he just talking about then?
This is fascinating. I remember very clearly, I think anybody who was alive at the time does. I remember my parents waking me up and we went down and we watched you guys land on the moon, which was... What?
Because there wasn't any television, there wasn't anybody taking a picture. You watched animation. So you associated what you saw with...
I have very hazy memories.
Yeah, it's a difficult one because they might be playing up to it and stuff like that.
That was very exciting. Not a bad lie. Yeah. So, were you self-conscious about all the entire
Oh god, no, I don't know where this is going.
We'll cut this out.
Okay. What even was that?
The Shed Alarm.
Oh.
Right, Shed, just alarm, so we're just cutting forward. Video, so the moon landing is one of them weird ones where you hope that it is real, and to have a whole organisation and lots of people at the same time, including like Neil Armstrong, Buzz Aldrin, to all say that they've been to the moon is hard, I think.
What's that? It says, does Buzz Aldrin admit moon landing this week? Oh god, go away.
But the thing is, you don't know if they're also just playing up to it's the same, and it's like, is he just playing up to it? Because it, you know.
Let's talk about this, because this is fascinating. I remember very clearly, I think anybody who was alive at the time does. I remember my parents waking me up and we went down and we watched you guys land on the moon, which was...
No, you didn't.
What?
Because there wasn't any television, there wasn't anybody taking a picture. You watched animation. So you associated what you saw with...
I have very hazy memories.
How was that him admitting?
Yeah.
I don't know.
We all were gathered around the old talk radio and listened.
Talking about, how many feet we were going to the left and right, and then I said, contact lens.
They've taken something so small and run with it.
Yeah. Oh, fuck off. Why do I have to log in just to look at something?
But the moon landing being fake, what are your thoughts?
I think it very could possibly have been faked. I think that if they wanted to fake it, they had the tools to do so.
Yeah.
Do I think it was faked? Personally, I think there's a little kid in me that says no. I think I want to believe that it wasn't faked, it did happen, and...
Yeah, the little kid in me wants to believe that it happened.
I'm not because it's you can create good arguments for either or. It did happen, or
and the only people that truly know
is them.
Is them.
Yeah. And final thing of this episode, short little thing that me and Dan found very interesting, that is probably the most correct out of all these conspiracy theories, is something known as subliminal advertising.
So this one is low-key actually a thing.
Yeah.
So like that, it's a conspiracy that is kind of true. So basically what it is that it's advertising that it's not blatant. So like in a movie they'll have a Pepsi can, or they'll have some, so like here they might just have like a bottle or something, and that makes your brain think of that, so therefore you're more likely to go out and do it. I'm pretty sure I said this on, and I'm pretty sure I'm correct in when I say this, but I could be wrong, but I listened to it or watched a video about it many years ago. I can't give you the date. They did an experiment where they got, I think it may have even the movie or the advert or something may have got banned because of this, but basically they flashed for one frame a message on the movie or on the thing, and like the sales of this product went up by a lot. So they think it's like, even though that it was one frame, you didn't even notice the flash, your subconscious did. It was literally one frame, and I think they said like sales of that thing went up by like 25-30% over the next month.
That's insane.
And there's lots of things like Mickey Mouse and stuff. There's a lot of subliminal messaging and advertising, and it's one of them things where it is real, but it's how smart you go with it. Like literally, it was one frame, this thing, and it proved that things, your subconscious.
Oh yeah, that's why you have like the subliminal YouTube videos where you can't hear fully the words that are said, but your subconscious does. It's kind of, it's one of those things, and that's where you get onto topics of the conscious and subconscious mind, which is so fascinating. Where it's basically like, well, essentially, if you look at it plainly, the subconscious and conscious what make up your brain, but your conscious is only the thoughts that your subconscious kind of passes through, and the conscious is the only things you actually think about, whereas there's a whole other shed load of things going on in your brain that you're not fully aware of, because it's the subconscious mind. And the subconscious mind is a lot larger than the conscious mind. So obviously you're only thinking about a few things at a time. Some people a bit more. But I absolutely think that's true. I mean, it's a way of boosting sales, which, let's be honest, in today's world, earning money and selling stuff is what everyone's kind of main focus when it comes to businesses.
Sure is.
So I think, utilising science and finding small ways to throw in kind of subconscious thoughts of, let's buy this, because you think about it yourself. When you go to the shop, you have that thought of, I just want to, I'll grab a bottle of Coke, or you might have like kind of internal conflict with that. I shouldn't do, or I should. That maybe one little suggestion, and it's not advertising, but just as a proof of concept that things can change your mindset. I watched the Ricky Gervais and Carl Pilkington podcast.
Oh, they're hilarious.
They always have at the start when they make a cup of coffee and you hear the ding ding. That always made me want to go make a cup of tea. When you hear the ding ding, they go like I'm like, I want to go make a cup of tea now.
Yeah, and that's the thing, isn't it? It's little things like that where, like Nike's slogan of "Just Do It" is also meant to be like a play on subliminal advertising, where you're looking at it and you see just do it, and you're like, you know what, yeah, I will just buy them a pair of shoes.
Yeah.
So there's little things like that, and like
Marketing tricks, isn't it?
yeah, and I think this one is 1,000% true in my honest opinion.
Oh yeah. I don't see why it wouldn't be true.
And like that, I think with every single one of these conspiracies, we might go back to them in the future and do a whole episode on them.
Yeah, there's definitely...
And actually plan out, and we'll both come with points. And
yeah, there's definitely conspiracy theories we want to delve deeper in, because there's another one for me, Bigfoot.
Oh yeah.
I'm massively interested in that. Another one, I can't call it... Well, you can't call it a conspiracy theory, but me and Dan have been very interested in... no... Triangle, Dan, help.
Bermuda Triangle.
Bermuda Triangle,
Yeah.
that's the one. Yeah, I knew I was missing. That's another really interesting thing that me and Dan used to look up a lot. As well as, I know it's not conspiracy theory either. Well, the Bermuda Triangle is more, but megalodons. Although we probably, in reality, know the outcome of that.
I still think that they're about.
I think it's strange, because it's literally me saying, I want a ginormous predator in the ocean. That's basically what we're saying.
It's
when you think about it like that.
It's like when like you just see like a great white shark being washed up and it's just half a body.
Not even great white, it's like a whale.
Yeah.
But you can see where chunks of them have just been like something big did that. I don't know. It's for me, it's such a fascinating topic to think about. And another one we'll probably revisit is the Bob Lazar Area 51, because that is just a whole...
That's a whole different ballgame.
A whole different ballgame. There's so much to talk... Because you get so many... Another one I like to talk about, sometimes I like seeing, is Men in Black.
Yes, that's a good one, that is.
I do like to talk about that. So
here come the Men in Black. Men in Black.
It wouldn't be a Mason Productions podcast without Dan singing.
Yeah. But no, I guess it's been... Thank you very much for listeners ramble on. We're sorry that we didn't maybe go into too much depth. We didn't do that much research on every single one. We just spoke about ones that we're interested in, but we might like that. We'll probably we'll go back and we'll do a lot of research, and we'll come back and we'll actually talk about all of the points with them and cover them maybe in a bit more depth.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Feel free to comment as well if you guys have anything that you guys found really interesting or want us to research and look into. Absolutely, I mean, but our minds are open to whatever conspiracy theory you can throw our way. I know there's a lot out there, some crazier than others, some hilarious, some a bit more dark, as there always is.
Yeah, and then we'll also obviously have our normal content where we'll be talking about the business, because we've got lots of things.
Yeah, we've got a few things.
We've got a lot of things that are changing and coming up, and we want to keep you guys updated.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, thank you very much. It's been Dan from Mason Productions.
And Tyler from Mason Productions.
Peace out.
Always in sync there.